your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. Then you were gone. You had your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. Then you were gone. You had your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. Then you were gone. You had your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. Then you were gone. You had your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. Then you were gone. You had your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. Then you were gone. You had your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. You had your puffer jacket on. Then you were gone. You had your puffer jacket on.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everyone.
What an intro!
What an intro that was.
Just no room.
Oh, so tiny in here.
Can you just watch the clarinet there,
Oh.
please?
Yeah. Can you just check? Can you get on the feed, Gemma?
Yeah.
We need to turn this music off now. Oh my word! Thank you. Good evening, everybody.
Hello!
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I hope we will. I hope we will. Good evening.
Woo, 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 woo.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the Shed Show. Yes, it's a tight squeeze in here. It does. Everything okay, Gemma?
Yeah, we're fine.
We've got a little bit of buffering, have we?
Perhaps a little bit.
I don't know what's going on because it was perfect about 20 minutes ago.
Don't worry, just keep going.
Let's keep going. Hello, welcome to the show. Good evening, everybody. Oh, God. Welcome. Thank you all for joining us. We're in the 80s theme tonight, aren't we, Gemma? We're in the 80s theme. I've gone Miami Vice.
And
Your hair is touching
I
the roof.
have your mum's hair. I said to her, I should have this hair. I
What,
love this
permanently?
hair. I've got such thin hair. This is amazing. The volume. I love it.
Oh, God, it's incredible.
The
I love it.
perm.
I love it. How are we looking,
Yeah, we're
Gem?
fine.
Everyone happy?
Yeah.
Right, okay, great. Welcome to the show, everybody. Gemma, let's just do... That was Puffer Jacket, our new single. That's our new single, Puffer Jacket.
Yeah.
What do you think?
She's got a perfect
Jacket on, it's quite catchy.
Yeah.
Yes, good evening.
Okay, right, are we ready?
Let's do it, Gemma. Let's do the music.
Woo!
On a Thursday night, I grab my drink and I feel alright. Ain't got nowhere else to go, so I'm going to the Shed Show, Shed Show. Shed Show. Shed Show, let's go! Good evening, everybody.
You didn't do your welcome self-isolation.
Good evening, self-isolators. Good evening,
I
homeschool.
have to have it right.
Good evening, back to workers. I was slightly concerned about the internet, but I just think it's settled now.
carry on.
I'm just scared. I'm scared of it. It was working perfectly earlier.
Look, I can see everybody and it's fine on here,
Right.
so just keep
If there's
going.
any problems, we start
If
again.
there's any problems, then I'm leaving to go
You're
and
going.
live in the
Yeah, I
Hebrides.
don't understand it. I checked this about 15 minutes ago, and we were fine. But yeah, let's just see what
That's
we're
fine
doing.
on here, so let's just keep
Yeah,
going.
let's just go in. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Shed Show. We've got a fantastic show for you tonight. Bit of a special show tonight.
Very
We're going
special.
through some family albums. Gemma is monitoring the feed,
Yes.
so if you can monitor the feed,
I'll
love.
see you shortly.
See you in a bit, Gem. So I quite like this sort of slicked back look. I quite like it. it's quite nice. I feel like it's a little bit Miami Vice.
Miami Vice.
Oh, but it's warm in this. It's warm in the shed. Always warm in the shed. Welcome. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show. We're going to be running through, this show's called Memories. We're going to be running through some of our memories, indeed, some of our photos from our photo album. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you. But first of all, I'm going to sort of go over the week's news.
Yay!
That's what I'm going to do first of all. I forgot that there was an extra clap for the NHS, Gemma.
I know.
And I was absolutely terrified because as soon as people started clapping, my response now was just to walk out and just start absolutely. Regardless of what's happening, I was just clapping. I was clapping like it was stomp. I was just literally clapping. So I think I've got an allergic reaction now to it. Every time someone claps, I'm going to have to join in. I'm literally going to have to join in. But thank you all for joining us tonight. It's genuinely lovely to see you all here. It's been an interesting week for me. I've been working in an office. And yes, it's been nice. It's for the first time in years. I've quite enjoyed it. First time I'd seen 7 a.m. for a while. And
I can vouch for that.
Yeah, and also I had to take a packed lunch. Now, I just want to talk briefly about this, which was great, because I've missed somewhere to leave all our teaspoons. I've really missed somewhere. I had tuna salad, and it was in a leaky container, Gemma.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't tell you about this, but it went everywhere, and my rucksack now smells like a North Sea fishing trawler. And the worst thing is, you can't get that smell out.
No.
The tuna juice,
gross.
it's got a longer half-life than Novichok. They genuinely, it's like I need to close my house off like they did in Salisbury just to get through it. It's just horrible. And basically, I've had stray cats following me around all week. It's still there in my clothes, right? Eating a tuna salad in an office should be a sackable offence. It really should. And I had a stress with my yoghurt as well. I had a genuine stress with my
yogurt.
Yeah, because the problem is, when you're eating a yogurt, is there anything more terrifying than eating a yogurt wearing a brand new pair of black trousers? Is there anything more terrifying than that?
You can't wipe it off, man.
You can't wipe
What is it?
But also as well, they're highly pressurised. They're like IEDs, aren't they? They're like, you can't predict it, and it just everywhere. And the thing is, a yogurt stain always looks suspicious, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You can't explain it away. You can't say to someone, "Oh, it's yogurt." They'll be like, "Why is it on your crotch then?" It's just it's just how I eat them. I've got no teaspoons. And so are we okay, Gemma?
Yeah.
Everyone all right?
Yeah,
Just carry on. Okay. Well, the other thing I had in my lunchbox was a pepperami, and I've got to say, the pepperami, man, is an.
Where did you get that
I
from?
bought it from the shop, and that is an embarrassing. It's an embarrassing thing to eat. Is a pepperami. No, it's an embarrassing thing to eat because it comes in like there's a thing inside like a sheath, like
Yeah.
It's like a meat-based condom. I don't know what it is. It's weird. You have to roll it back. And like, I want my snacks to come without birth control. Do you know what I mean? And it's like they say pepperami, it's a bit of an animal. Yeah. Which bit? I don't know what it is. Oh, God. So what else I'm going to talk about, right, is I'm going to talk about the fact that they know I'm a stand-up comedian in this office. They do know I'm a stand-up comedian. And I've kept it quiet because the last thing you need is a stand-up in your office, isn't it? Just go, give us a cheer if you know how the photocopier works. Right, are you ready for your next meeting? Let's start the applause. Build it up, stamp your feet, go wild, crazy. And welcome to the PowerPoint, a good friend of mine, Kevin, and his monthly sales figures. Come on, everyone. But also, like, they're all going, why does he keep asking? Why does he keep asking if we're well? Why does he keep asking how we... And trying to do heckle put-downs don't work, does it? I don't come round where you work and interrupt you. Well, you do, because you're here. Do you know what I mean? But the contracted hours are 9 till 5, Scott. Can you give me a light at 4:55? It's just annoying. But the other thing is, as well, is luckily the people I work with in the office are fantastic, aren't they? They're absolutely fantastic. And I'm not working with any boring people, because I think that's the worst thing about it being in an office is you've got boring people in there. Because the worst thing about that is you can't. There's nowhere to hide, is there? Right? All you're doing, like when we're talking to you, is you're just thinking, how can I get away from this situation? And maybe I can have a heart attack. You're begging, you're thinking, if only a family member would ring me with an emergency. Do you know what I mean? Granddad's had a heart attack. Fantastic. Because it is the other thing, right? These people, they never know they're boring. I used to work with a guy called Alan Koch.
Is that true?
He's
I thought
German.
you meant to change the name.
I should have changed the name. It's a German surname, Koch, right? Alan Koch, right? His German name, and he basically, he was so boring. Like people, as he approached people, it was like a tornado. It was like a tornado, Jem. People would dive into sort of corridors and dive into meeting rooms just to get away from him.
Yeah.
It genuinely frightening. Like, and I remember once he was caught in a tractor beam with my boss, right? And he sort of said, I saw my boss look over my shoulder and he said, "Oh," he mouthed the word, Gemma, "help me." He mouthed, "help me." Genuinely weird. And I just thought, do you know, this is week 17 of this show.
Oh,
17. This is 17 weeks of this.
Oh, these people are watching us. They must be gluttons.
So, but if this was a baby, it would be the size of a large onion. This show. Do you know what I mean?
Oh God, I thought you meant one that was born.
No, it'd be the size of a large. We're 17. No, that'd be a weird baby. But we're sort of 17 weeks in. 17 weeks.
17 weeks.
I think like it's always weird because I've done a lot of the Zoom gigs now, and
Yes.
they're sort of like that's how it's going to be for a bit before we get back to live comedy. And it's strange having people beamed into your homes, isn't it? It's weird for people watching because one day it's like your work colleagues.
Yeah.
Thursday it's the Shed Show, obviously, and then at the weekends it's your family quiz. It's like the one show's gone rogue, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? And it'll be strange. It'll be strange when those end and the live gigs restart, right? Because for the first few nights, I'm going to have to insist that every audience member has a pot plant and a picture of the family behind them, just so I can get used to it. Yeah. And so I can feel normal. Do you know what I mean? The best thing is though, hecklers, they'll have to, you know, I won't be used to that because I'll be like, you have to unmute yourself, mate. You have to. Do you know what I'd love if we could keep some of the Zoom things? I'd love to be able to silence hecklers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'd love to be able to do that. Just silence a heckler. Do you know, like just sort of imagine like, you know, row C, seat 23, silence, muted.
Yeah.
Do you know? I mean, I'm all for freedom of speech, but some people do need to be silenced. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know, it's like someone on the mute button. It's like playing bell end whack-a-mole, isn't it? You just. And you know, because no one you're trying to do a gig, no one wants to hear Dave ordering a Domino's. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, the bloke on the front row of the theatre's annoying, right? But at least he hasn't got a dog with him. Do you know what I mean? Yapping in the background. But to be fair, in my defence, I didn't realise I was blind. You know, and you can't throw people out of a Zoom gig, can you?
No.
You can't. What? You can't.
Well, maybe.
Well, maybe you can. I don't know. But you can't tell someone to go and stand in their downstairs loo, can you? At the real gig, right? If you don't have, the other thing is, right, at a real gig, latecomers, right, you just turn up. You're not allowed to be admitted, right? But whereas on a Zoom gig, they just turn up anyway. You just turn up with a like and just drunk topless and with no trousers on, just hanging around in the background. How are we, love? How's the people?
Oh my God, we've just had a message that has shocked me to my very core.
What?
Mark Douglas, am I allowed to read this out?
Go on, Mark Douglas.
Scott
Yeah.
wants to ask his boyfriend, Scott Barrett, if he will take my hand in marriage.
Oh, you can't do that over Zoom, mate. That's incredible. We've got a marriage proposal.
Oh my gosh.
Well, will you take? What have I got to say?
Scott Barrett, will you marry me?
Scott Barrett, will you marry me? Not me.
No,
but Mark, will you? That's incredible.
That's
Wow,
amazing.
that deserves a round of applause. We're making love happen here. We're making love happen here tonight. Incredible.
But that's why I stopped laughing, because when I read that, I was like, oh my God.
Well, you can. Yeah, I knew you weren't focused on the gig. Unbelievable. Here's the thing, right? As well.
Oh, that is so cute.
Oh wow. So, are we okay, Jem? Because I'm getting a lot of buffer in this end.
Yeah, there is a bit of buffering, but everybody can still leave.
Do we not need to restart?
I know. I'll tell you what.
What?
Nicola Lee said something funny. She says you could do an edit of the 17 weeks of the Shed Show with you just saying, "Can I check if the stream's okay?"
Oh God! Do you know what? It was perfect a minute ago. It was absolutely perfect.
Yeah, but they can hear you. So
I know.
just keep
Right,
going.
I'll just keep going, shall I? I just get really wound up with it.
Shall I keep going? Honestly,
I mean, we dressed as the 80s. My root is from the 80s, I think. Anyway, right.
God,
I want to
amazing.
round up some topical news, Gemma. The pubs are open. We had Super Saturday.
Woo!
The pubs are open. Super Saturday. Some places went a bit bonkers. Of course we did. We're British. Do you know what I mean? They said drink responsibly. Right, how can you drink responsibly? It's an oxymoron, isn't it? That's the more you drink, the less responsible you are. That's the point, isn't it? It's like saying you can't be a responsible drinker. You can't say I've had 11 pints, but I'm still in charge of this scout trip. You can't. You know, it's like saying take crack sensibly. It makes no sense, people. Do you know what I mean? So, and anyway, the government are trusting us to sort of socially distance, which is an idiot move. We can't be trusted. If we could be trusted, I wouldn't have right now 300 toilet rolls in my loft. I wouldn't have that. The other thing is, what's interesting is like the police officer, the Federation police officer, he said it was crystal clear that drunk people can't socially distance. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Are you a detective, mate? Because that's an incredible deduction. That's like going swimming in shark-infested waters with a bloody with a pork chop on your back and saying, you know, I think they nibbled me. Do you know what I mean? Well, obviously, mate. You know, people are all moaning like, you know, being irresponsible. While the press was saying people have been irresponsible, and they were saying all that, Gemma, while taking close-ups of them in their face. Leeds was packed on a Saturday night. Jem, Leeds was packed, but that's not surprising because in Yorkshire the problem is the term R8 just sounds like you're saying hello, doesn't it? R8. It's pretty serious. This R8. Yeah, all right, mate. No, I'm trying to talk about COVID. R8. That's why e-cigarettes are so badly in Leeds, because people just sound like they're reminiscing about real cigarettes. Just, hey, cigarettes. I remember them. Mate. I remember proper cigarettes. But the interesting thing is, it was packed and there was a bit of trouble, Jem.
Yeah.
Now, it's quite interesting. I wanted to have seen that trouble kicking off. Yeah. Socially distanced. Because I want to know how a socially distanced fight goes down. I really do. Yeah. You know, right, guys, before we start, everyone put your masks on. No grappling. Remember to wash your hands after. Right, and they kept returning to the girlfriends, Jem, to like trainers in a boxing corner to get some hand sanitizer out the handbags. I'm going to smash your face in a minute. And they'd have to take someone down verbally, wouldn't you? Yeah. Those trainers are shit, mate. Who cut your hair? Your wife? Yes, in lockdown. Your dad never loved you, mate. That's why you left. Hold me back, Julie. Jem, I can't hold you back, John. You're not in my support bubble. Amazing. The interesting thing is, as well, is that our gyms are going to be open next.
Whoop! I don't know why I'm whooping a gym. I don't go to a gym, but whoop whoop.
Yeah. Either way, right? They've said initially we're going to open outdoor gyms.
What? Oh, like round the park.
But that's ridiculous. Outdoor gyms work in Miami near the beach. Gold's Gym, ripped people, tanned. Doesn't work on a roundabout in Rotherham, does it? You just look like you've had a breakdown. You don't. The interesting thing though is like you've got a workout, Jem, and you've got to have a mask on, right? And that's going to be weird because you'll be like, I don't really want to interrupt Shredder on that machine. You know, and people are saying, well, I'm happy to do my bit for the gyms. You know what I mean, Jem? By not going to the gym. I think that's my... And people have realised they can work out at home, which is cheaper. You've got your own shower. You don't have to put up with some steroid-fueled lunatics screaming every time they pick up a barbell. So it's win-win, isn't it? And it's going to be difficult for personal trainers, though, Jem, because if people are struggling, they can't help them.
Yes.
So it'll just be people pinned under a weight until there's a vaccine, you know. Swimming pools, they're going to open next and wrap up with swimming pools because they're going to be open but with certain restrictions, right?
Oh, right.
Swimmers must arrive with their kit already on. And you're not allowed to do certain strokes because of arm contact. So you can't do butterfly, which is good for two reasons. It's safe and you do look like an absolute prick. So why would you want to do the butterfly? It look ridiculous, don't you? The government, obviously, today or this week, Eat Out to Help Out.
Oh, here we go.
What a shocking name that. Did anyone check that? Did anyone not? Is there a double meaning there? I tell you, I feel sorry for Gemma. The fact that they didn't see the double meaning makes me feel really sorry for all their wives.
Oh,
because. And the government has basically done a Groupon. It feels like an idea dreamt up in the pub, doesn't it? Like there are millions of people who are going to be made redundant, right? Track and trace isn't happening. The industries are dying. And do you know what they've said? Universal basic income? No, better than that. Free Nando's. I wonder what's next. Do you know what? I hope it's going to be like this. It feels like the last round on Bullseye.
Oh,
do you know what? I've got my eye on a slow cooker. I hope they start doing that. vouchers, discounts. It's a bit patronising. We're adults, aren't we? It's like a writing competition at a primary school. Yeah, it'll be book tokens next month. It will. And one story that's caught my eye.
Yeah.
Kanye West is going to run for president.
Is this a wind-up?
Well, apparently it's serious, but it's basically, how bizarre is the American electoral system?
Yeah.
If Kanye says he wants to be president, he's got no experience, no qualifications. All he's done is said he likes Donald Trump, right? That's basically like me walking into surgery, smacking the surgeon out the way, grabbing the scalpel and say, "It's all right, mate, I've seen casualty." Do you know what would have been better though, Jem? Is if he'd have got the presidency and when he was doing his awards speech to accept it, Taylor Swift interrupted him and told him that Beyonce was a better president. That would be a fantastic. People are saying, but is he qualified? Is he qualified, Gemma? Well, he's a narcissistic, arrogant egomaniac who has no concept of the real world. He sounds a bit overqualified to me. I think he should do it. I'd love to see Kim Kardashian as the head of foreign relations, doing TikTok videos with Kim Jong-un. Do you know what I mean? I worry about America. The last thing they need is a crazy, self-absorbed celebrity family in the White House for a second time. Gemma, we're going to go. Are we? Is everyone happy, by the way?
I'm still in shock from the wedding proposal. And can I just say, I think it was Rachel Mary said they should call it a shedding, not a wedding.
A shedding, not a wedding. Yes! That does make them sound like snakes.
And just to say, Mark and Scott, we have got a dedication for you coming up.
Oh, we have, yes. So, Gemma, we're going to rock straight on, darling.
Right,
we're going to do question of the week.
Question of the week.
Which is, it's not so much question of the week. Can you get up, darling? Are you all right? Your hips are from 1980, aren't they?
For those of you who've just joined us, yes. It's big hair.
It's big hair. It's the hair that Gemma's always wanted.
I love this hair. Can I wear this? Oh, I put the bin out look like this earlier on, and there were definitely a few neighbours.
They'll think I'm having an affair.
Oh, yeah, who's moved in?
With my own mother.
Oh, my. Well, I did think they might have thought it was Max for a second. Well, in the 80s, of course.
Well, let's do it, Gemma.
Right then. What are we doing?
Question of the week.
Question of the week.
Now, the question of the week is... it's not so much a question, it's memories, Gemma, isn't it? It's memories. And you need to come back on your feet, my darling.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Because you've got to play us in with this feature. God forbid I'm challenging this again, because last time was a disaster.
Let me just lick me reed, love.
Oh, my God, you've got to lick your reed. Let's just see.
I'm going to get lipstick on my reed.
Oh, lipstick on your reed. Nightmare situation.
I have literally got to lick my reed.
Let's just hear Gemma play us in.
Now, I'm dedicating this to Mark and Scott.
Right, go on then.
Because they have made a beautiful memory tonight.
Oh, it's wonderful. It is fantastic.
It is wonderful. I genuinely feel like crying.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Oh, and what? Do you need a wedding band?
Wait. It's not wet enough.
Oh, God. I'm not even going to say that.
Just
Eat out to help out.
Hang on.
Go on. Wonderful. Oh, I'm going to give that a round of applause.
I didn't squeak too much.
You didn't squeak too much. You were wonderful.
Oh.
Well done. Congratulations.
Lipstick
on your reed. Told a tale on you. That was memories. Wonderful, Gemma. And our first memory. Our first memory. I've got some photos from the photo album, Gem. So I'm going to hold these up. Now, I'm hoping this is going to work okay, because we've got a little bit of a lag, and I'm just going to hold this up long enough for people to see. Now, this is the first picture I want to talk about. I need my little clipboard. The first picture here is me. I mean, this is Scotty, little Scotty. And he's here in he's in a little Alibaba laundry basket. How cruel is that? I mean, that's me. I don't know how old I am, but it genuinely.
You look about 2.
I look like I can't get out there. I look like I've been trafficked from a Turkish market. I'm going like, you can see me looking at my parents going, what the hell are you doing? there seems to be a trend of caging children quite early on, like with the stair gates and the pens and stuff. You can see them just staring at you through the bars going, what's going on? I've been born into a maximum security prison. Yeah. You hear them just trailing the Tommy Tippy cup up and down on you. And do you know what? I think I was probably about how old?
I'd say about two.
Yeah. And I didn't have a sense of disgust. And what I mean by that is I probably wasn't able to be fart aware at that age. Now, I've noticed this.
Yeah.
I've noticed this because my daughter, age 5,
Yeah.
when I'm in the car with her, I remember when she was, and I wasn't well, I was letting myself down. And eyes were streaming, I had the windows open, I'm chewing on a magic tree. Do you know what I mean?
God.
Every time we went over a speed bump, it just came back. She was in the back, happy as Larry, singing,
what?
breathing it in. And I think it's because at that age, they're not quite sure that it isn't them. Here we go. If I was trapped in an Alibaba laundry basket.
I love this one.
Check out this one.
Yeah.
Gemma was trapped in her puffer jacket.
Oh, in my puffer
She was
jacket.
genuinely trapped in her puffer jacket. Are you monitoring, Jen?
Yeah, we're all right.
We're all right.
I love that one.
She was trapped in her puffer jacket there.
Yeah.
And look, we talk about gender fluidity.
I know.
Right, and we talk about what I love about that is we talk about gender fluidity being a modern thing, right? Whereas, that was 1981.
Yeah.
You could have been a boy for 7 years there.
Easily.
And you know what I mean?
Easily. Look at me.
I've got this one is my this is a lovely little one here.
Let's have a
This
look.
is me in the back garden playing, and I'm gonna put this one up here. Now I need to stand about here.
Let me check. I'll see if you can see it well.
Yeah. This is basically what this one is. This is the age of 3 when my mum and dad used to dress me either as Pinocchio or as a ventriloquist dummy, and this is me in my first sandpit that Roy made me.
So
Now,
cute.
what I love about this is he made me this sandpit,
Yeah.
and it is the size of a cat litter tray. It's basically
How
not.
do you know it isn't a cat litter?
Well, it might have been. That was a terrible. I mean, I did notice there were lots of chocolate raisins in there, but
Oh,
but
God.
that's me with Uncle Alf.
Oh,
Now, Uncle Alf was an incredible man. He had a big nose like a strawberry, a bit of a drinker. And Auntie Mary was his wife. She was a lovely woman. Big fans of Countdown, and she had very weepy eyes.
Yeah,
That's the only thing I remember. Is
I
her,
get those.
her eye bags, honestly, looked like they were like the velvet curtains at the Drury Lane
God.
Theatre, just sort of stage just hanging down. Like rock pools in there. Like there's so much fluid in her eyes, right?
Bless
And I would go
Auntie
round to
Mary.
their house after playgroup. I must have been about 4.
Yeah.
And I'd pretend to be a milkman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for hours. And they would sit in the house. I'd go outside, I'd knock on the door, and I'd come in, and they'd repeat this for about. And they never.
God love
They
them.
took little
God
orders and stuff. I
love
tell
them.
you what, it's no wonder that man drank. I think he always drank.
Yeah, just no.
And this imaginative play, though, was my imaginative play. I realised was always grounded in reality. Like me and my mate Philip, when I was a kid, we'd always pretend we were running a business, right?
Yeah.
And what I would do is I would sit in the porch of my mum and dad's house,
Yeah.
right? And then I'd have an unplugged keyboard from the computer,
Yeah.
an old telephone, and I'd send him up and down the street on his bike to collect imaginary objects in a cardboard box, right? Yeah, I was basically I wasn't even 8, and I'd invented Amazon, and he was my best mate, but we did fall out. We fell out. Well, I would say I fell. I had to sack him, and because he wanted to hit his targets. He had a 2-hour lunch and knocked off at 3. He was a piss taker. Here's another thing I want to talk about, Gemma.
Oh God.
We're gonna rock through it. Everyone okay? Happy?
Yeah.
Here's another one. This one is what I love about this is I've been going through the albums and there's a common thread.
Go on.
There's always a random kid
Yeah.
who you don't know. Who is in your photos. He's in your
Yes.
life. It's like
That's what
early
happens when you're an only child.
photobombing. So
Yes.
like this poor kid, I
By
was
the
on
way,
this.
you're not an only child, but you were an only child till you were 10.
Yeah, but this poor kid was on this ride
Yeah.
here. And I mean, he's on that poor ride with me. He doesn't know who I am, and I like to think in an equivalent world, he's looking at the same photo and going, "Who the hell's this clown?"
Yeah, it probably
Do you know what I mean? And that seems to be a common thing.
Yeah, it
A
is.
common thing.
Nice.
And here's the other one. This
Yeah.
is a lovely one here.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh
Gemma.
God! I didn't know you got that one.
Gemma doing
blimey.
ballet. Look at that, absolutely beautiful in the ballet, and look at the gas fire in the background.
Yes,
and basically
the
what we can
miser
say,
fire.
whatever you do, Gemma, don't curtsy, or
Oh,
you're gonna
God.
have a week in the burns
Jesus,
unit.
that is a bit of a fire risk.
I mean,
isn't
look,
it?
you're going to
at
go up like
look at the
kindling
polyester
there.
in
You're going to go up
Jeez.
like kindling, aren't you?
Oh my good God!
And
What were they thinking?
those fires were everywhere as well.
That's when I
Because-
had hair. There's
Yeah,
actually
well,
quite a bit of hair.
I
there.
had I mean, those fires were everywhere because look,
Oh yes!
we had one, and look, that's my I don't know what Christmas that is, but I got a Black and Decker workmate, and I was delighted with it. Look at that. That's in front of that same
God.
gas fire,
That
man.
is
Can you
amazing.
believe it?
I
In
love
front of the
it.
same gas
I
fire.
love it.
Unbelievable. I don't know what they are, such 80s icon. Right,
Memories.
here we go, and
Yeah, sorry.
here we go.
Yeah.
This is one of my favourite images.
Oh,
this
I
is
love
me
This one.
at work with Roy.
Yes.
So what I am doing there is I'm not even a child of 10, and I'm in overalls. And what you notice there is I'm using creosote, which is a very deadly substance, and can cause skin irritation. And Roy just said, "Just get on with it, son.
Yeah, get on with it, love.
and get on with that. Get on there and do that job."
Yes.
So basically, I mean, he'd take me with him decorating,
Yeah.
and it must have been weird for them customers when my dad rocked up with a tradesman and he's brought his kid with him. It's like, and I know he's small, but he's useful because
Yeah.
I just stick a pole up his ass
Yeah.
and use him as a rag roller.
Yeah.
And a lot of the day working with my dad, right, involves sitting on the dust sheet listening to the radio, and we'd stop and have
Aw,
lunch
good
together.
times.
And I have to say, Roy makes the worst sandwiches known to man.
Ooh.
Genuinely awful,
Orcs,
right?
orcs.
It's laughable. The bread is crap. He's mean with the butter. He made me a ham salad once, and there was one tiny piece of wafer thin ham that was diagonal.
Easy for you to say.
I'm still traumatised by it. And it was like ham-infused sandwiches. He might as well have wiped it on the bread. Do you know, it was pointless, right? And he couldn't even use cling film. He'd just sling the whole sandwich in an open, an empty Tupperware.
What? He's probably as bad with cling film as you are.
Probably, yeah. And it'd just sort of smash around inside. It was like a deconstructed sandwich.
Oh man.
We're going to move on. The next section is my favourite section of the whole.
Is this their
memories.
photos?
No, this is mine.
Oh God, still
well,
about you then.
No, well, do you want me to move on to this? God. This is my favourite, right?
Sorry.
This
carry on.
is fashion section.
Oh, I love this one. This is
Fashion section, and here we are.
the shell suits.
The shell suit
You know,
family.
we've got one of them. We've got a photo of us all in a shell suit.
The shell suit
Talking
family.
about fire hazards, Jesus.
I mean, this is the entire family. What were we thinking? It's like this is the early 90s, I think, and
Oh,
basically
you're rocking it though.
the shell
Look at
suit.
that.
The shell suit transfers you from.
But look at everybody in the background.
But
They're not wearing
their
shell
shell suit
suits.
tops.
No.
Yeah, well, we look like a cult. It's like the NASA space programs come to Barnsley and to recruit. And I think it was a day at a theme park somewhere. I don't know what the theme was. I think it was
Do
embarrassment.
you know what? That's American Adventure. I
It is
reckon.
American Adventure. Do you know what I love about it as well? Is that my mum's hair is perfect.
Look.
Same hair.
Seriously.
It's absolutely symmetrical.
Oh, Max,
isn't
I'm
it?
so jealous. I wish I had that hair.
Absolutely symmetrical.
Yeah.
And what I love about it, right, is that it's a shell suit with matching earrings. She's matched the earrings to the shell
Yes!
suit. Even my little brother's got him one. Get him in a shell suit, right?
Oh.
A polyester tracksuit, the shell suit was, right?
Yeah.
And you knew the person behind you was wearing one because you could hear them coming,
Yeah.
right? And it was dangerous, man. It was absolutely dangerous, right? Because you're walking around in something that's more flammable than an oil tanker, honestly. And you wear that on bonfire night and it'll wrap round your skin faster than the shower curtain round a wet arse cheek. It really will. And the shiny...
Do you remember that?
Yeah, well, shiny polyester
No, I'm talking
leggings.
about the shower curtain when
Oh,
it used to wrap around your arse
It
cheek.
loves me, doesn't it? I miss it anyway. It's the only cuddle I used to get.
Oh God.
Is the interesting one is this is like shiny polyester
Yeah.
with matching elasticated leggings.
Yes.
It's never going to work. You look like a human quality street.
You do.
It's like you've had a fight in a wallpaper
great.
in a wrapping
I
paper
love it.
factory.
I think we
now.
should bring back the shell
No,
suit.
you can't.
And look,
What I love is
Your brother's more interested in the biscuits.
well,
there.
not content with looking like morons. A few years later, someone thought, how can we add something to this to make it even worse? The bum bag. And do you know what though?
I love a bum bag.
I'm going to say
You
something.
mock the bum bag, but that is wow.
No, it's useless. No one wants that object.
Hey, it's the fanny pack.
The fanny pack. Bum bag just says mug me and take my traveller's checks.
Oh God.
The interesting one is making sure the
Yeah.
shell suit never had a comeback was literally the only good thing Jimmy Savile did.
Talking of which.
No, not yet. Here's another. Let's not go on to
Oh
that.
God, I nearly died then.
This
Go on.
one here,
Oh yes.
right? This is my favourite. This
Yes.
is Mum, and I mean, what is that?
That is.
It's
I
like-
just say she looks like she got her head in of olive oil.
I've looked at this and I'm so confused. It's like my Auntie Jo in the middle, and
Yeah.
what is my mum wearing? Like she looks like she's got whiplash. Do you know what I mean? It's like a woolly foreskin.
Is it a snood?
No, it's a woolly foreskin. It's awful. Look how buried she is. She might be warm, but she's deaf. Do you know what I mean? Just walking into oncoming traffic, like, Margaret, pull your foreskin down. Pull your foreskin down. She looks like an overgrown child. My
That's
dad
probably why she's so good at lip reading.
looks like an overgrown child on a school trip, cuddling the teeth. That coat's too small. And I feel cold looking at that picture.
It's
Do you know what I mean?
Aw.
Here's my other one I
Yeah.
like this because this is an interesting
Yeah.
thing. I like the fact that, speaking of fashion,
What's this one?
this one is Grandad John.
Yeah.
And what I love about this is that he's turned up to build a snowman
Yeah.
in a full suit. And they did that back then, regardless of what they were wearing.
Yes.
They just turned up like, do you want to build a snowman? Yeah, I'm going to put on a full suit first,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah.
And look at the attention to even
But they did
matches.
that, didn't they?
He matches the shed. Look,
Yeah.
the colour scheme
They
matches
never
the
left
shed.
the house without being in their Sunday best.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I love
and
it.
There's all, he looks like he's been photoshopped in from a wedding. I love
A
that.
shedding.
Now,
Shedding.
here's one
Rachel
thing we used
Mary,
to do.
trademark that.
What we used to do a lot in the 80s.
Go on.
We used to go to
Oh.
air shows. a lot.
I love
Now,
an air show.
this is an air show.
I've been to an air show with your mum and dad.
Have you? Well, my dad is fascinated by planes, right?
Yeah.
Whenever we were kids, and the plane went over, he'd go
Yeah.
out in the garden
Yeah.
and look at it, right?
Yeah.
Now, this is the one from Farnborough, and it's look, you can tell it's the 80s, stonewashed denims, haircuts like Bananarama, and it hammered it down all day. I saw more of the inside of the hood of my Cagoule than I did any aircraft, basically, right? And what I love about that, right, is it hammered it down. We saw nothing. My dad was like, "There's an Harrier jump jet going over soon." Well, there might be. I can't see anything. It could be a 737 to Malaga, mate. It was basically a day looking at weather.
Yeah.
And I had my dad's binoculars on, right, so I could get a closer look at nothing.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? If you want to know, sort of, here's look at the state of this.
Oh, my God.
The embarrassment keeps going. That's me, right? Dressed as Batman. Look at the state of that. That is the worst Batman. I mean, it's like Batman at Sports Day. What are the shots? I mean, you've got to fight crime in Gotham, Batman, but before you do, you've got another battle to win: the egg and spoon. It's incredible. Look, do you know what I love, right? Look what's happened to... What is my legs? They're the same colour as the tarmac.
Yeah.
I've got grey legs. My ears aren't even pointing the right way. And the really troubling thing...
Not bad.
Look at the background, Gemma. There's no other kids dressed up. Right? And
It's like the day when it's not in uniform, but you weren't told.
Well,
And
do-
it's like somebody's told you it's fancy dress and they're having you on.
what I find amazing about that, love, is
Yeah.
that mask looks so uncomfortable. I have seen gimps
You were
looking
ahead of
more
the game there.
relaxed
That's
than
a
that.
good COVID mask, that.
It's an awful COVID mask. Do you know what's an interesting thing? Look in the background, Jen.
Go on.
At that playground,
Yeah.
lethal.
Lethal, of course.
Tarmac floor.
Concrete, yeah.
If the glass and the dog shit
It's
didn't kill
over.
you, then the apparatus would.
Oh, we were tough
No,
kids.
we let that go for years. That dangerous playgrounds,
There's
right?
nothing wrong with that.
Let me talk about
They
it.
don't know the born.
Let me talk about it, you savage, right? I just like how many kids had to die before someone went, "I think we should look at some softer materials." I just like the idea every week you turn up and there'd be more flowers attached to the bottom of the slide where some kid didn't make it. Do you know what I mean? If you were a kid growing up in the 80s, I guarantee you've still got gravel in your kneecap.
Well, I broke my ruddy collarbone.
I guarantee you
Yeah?
have, right?
Oh, God.
Here's the one I like here, right?
Yeah.
These are the things at the park. Roundabout that
Yeah.
started calmly,
Yeah.
right, and then some older brother joined in
Yeah.
and spun you round, and you're just
Oh,
hanging
I
off the
hate
side
that.
like you've been dragged,
Yes.
a cowboy being dragged by his
Playground
horse, right?
bully.
Swings, they were coated in. The chains were like an S&M dungeon. Right? And the slide was fine until it was warm, and then basically it was like sliding down a griddle pan. You get to the bottom, some kid would be cooking a fry up on it. Do you know what I mean?
Somebody's just said, did you go to work just to do these photocopies?
Yeah. Rumble. I didn't only just have the
That's
outfit.
brilliant.
I didn't have the
That was
outfit. I
wrong.
also had the Batman car.
Oh, yes.
Which is not at all like Batman. I
No.
don't remember Batman driving a yellow Nissan Micra. Looks like a Cinquecento.
Oh,
Do you know what I mean?
God, that's a brilliant
Do you know
one.
a pedal car that was impossible to move when you were 5 years old? That you'd have to be pushed along, right?
I do.
And when you went down the hill, the pedals would thunder around, just smash your shin bones to pieces.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Do you think we should do some others now? The people.
I'm going
at
to do
home.
one more,
One more.
2 more, and then we're going to pause
I'm
for
on
some
you.
people.
I'm on you.
Right, here we go.
Oh God! Why did you have to do that one?
Now, if you think I was bad, look
oh,
at Gemma here.
look at me.
Right. Oh my
Look
God.
at my waistband.
What are you wearing?
Very high.
You look like Iron Man's first prototype. It's awful, Jen.
No, I look like I'm just about to be fired out of a cannon.
What is that? It looks traumatic. Do you know what I
Oh,
mean? You look
God.
traumatic. But
That's brilliant.
are we flowing okay?
Yeah,
I don't know
we're
what it's going to
flowing.
look
Yeah,
like
it's-
afterwards
no,
because
it's
it's
lovely.
staggery.
It's fine.
Oh, I hate it.
People. Oh God.
I
How
hate
many
the
times do I have to say to
I
him?
hate the internet.
Oh.
Can I just do?
Right, one more.
Yeah.
One
You're
more.
telling me off, aren't you?
Yeah, well, they're waiting for their pictures.
Okay.
Jeez.
Right.
Can you imagine what it's like with a slideshow? Honest to goodness.
Here we go, right? It's like being round at someone's house. It just keeps going. Now, I don't know if this is dodgy or not, my mum and dad. I'm sure this is dodgy.
Oh,
This is them
God.
two at my mum's 50th,
Good
right?
grief.
What is Roy thinking? He just popped on a Rasta hat. But thank Christ he didn't do the voice.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
do you know the interesting thing? Look at the effort my mum's gone
She
to.
looks elegant.
She looks elegant. She looks like
beautiful.
something out of
My Fair Lady.
My Fair Lady.
Look at her.
Dad's literally just put on a Rasta hat. And I don't know if it's
Oh.
offensive. I'm not sure that one's offensive.
Well,
this next one definitely
Certainly
is.
Yes.
Because-
this was a bad choice.
This, let me just start by saying, this was before everything
This was
was
before
revealed.
we knew. Before.
I mean, there'd be a brave
I mean,
person.
the effort you went to.
I made a badge.
Hey, where's the cigar?
Yeah.
The cigar, but out of a bit of wooden
Oh, a wooden turned dowel.
dowel, a bit of dowel.
The worst thing is, though, Gemma, I mean, I'm a brave person picking that costume now. Do you know what the
Oh,
really
God.
funny thing is? That
Yeah.
night, you
Yeah.
went dressed as Rose West. So we're going to have a little, we're going to pause our pictures
Yes.
and delve into your
They're like,
family
thank
albums.
God for that.
Okay, I'm going to
All
put that
right,
there.
okay, let's go.
Right,
Right
let's do
We
that
don't have
now.
a jingle for this.
We don't
do
have a jingle. No, we don't.
That's fine.
Let's get their
Let's
pictures
do
out,
the
Gemma.
housekeeping later.
Let's do the housekeeping later. Let's do their picture. We've got some crackers here.
Oh, these are so good.
Right, now.
Right, go on.
First one is kids are always. This is
If you're
Paul
playing along
McCready.
at home, you got to guess which viewer this is.
Right.
Yeah, we'll just tell them actually.
This is. Well, that quiz lasted a long time. This is Paul McCready.
Yes.
And it's basically the fear of clowns.
Yes, the fear of clowns.
Every kid's terrified by clowns. No
Yeah.
wonder it's so powerful.
It's horrible,
But
isn't
look
it?
at the state of that. Honestly,
God.
I mean that looks genuinely terrifying.
Paul.
And like, there's a
That's
common
awful.
common theme. There's my brother with a
Oh
crown.
God.
That's an even more
That's
scary
an
clown.
orcs look, isn't it? It's like, yeah, can we get this over with?
Yeah, I think that was Pontins. I
Take the
think that
picture,
was.
jeez.
And then we've got you, Gemma, here
Who am I with?
with a little
Oh,
clown.
yes.
Now this was Gemma's. What was this?
This
love?
was I was year 6.
Something to do with recycling.
Yeah, something
This
to do
is
with
this is
recycling.
like Gemma was a young
Well,
Greta.
it was like a theatre group, like Legs Akimbo, you know, that kind of thing.
She was a young Greta Thunberg.
Yes.
And
God, I love that jacket.
I bet they really listened to this show, watching you put stuff in a cardboard box. Incredible.
Oh,
We have got
beautiful.
now. We've got fancy. The fancy dress themes continue.
Yes,
really,
who's
we've got
this one?
we've got Lynn Hill here.
Yes,
Lynn Hill, all the way from Dudley, with a straight.
Aw.
She's having a straight party look, and she's gone dressed as a factory worker, and her son is dressed as a.
Oh, Lynn.
Evacuee.
He's gorgeous.
It's amazing, Lynn. That.
I love that.
I love that. I love the bandana look you've gone for there. It's,
Yeah.
it's almost a factory worker, but also Axl Rose.
Oh,
and I like it.
It's great.
I can like that. I
love
like
that.
that.
Love it.
Now here we go.
Oh, who's this one?
This is Oliver Boswell.
Oh, Oliver.
Oliver Boswell. Now, what I like about this is how many patterns can you get in one picture? It's genuinely like a magic eye.
Oh.
Look at him at the back, and I love the way they had a sort of a throne chair.
Yes.
And those shoes,
I remember
the
those chairs.
snowman shoes, I would wear those today. They are like
my
I'd
friend
order
had a
those.
chair like that. I love those chairs.
Speaking of gangs, we've got Neil Banks has sent this
Oh,
in.
Neil.
Now, Neil, what I do love about this is if you look carefully here, Neil said he had a holster, but he'd lost the gun.
Oh.
So he improvised by putting his hand in the gun, which is... But his hand in the holster.
Oh, Neil, love it.
Oh,
That's
my
great.
God.
Oh, God. Come on, then.
Oh right, okay, I'm looking here, and we've got Catherine Hutchinson. Now this is a lovely picture. What Catherine said is she can't see it. That's with her dad.
Yeah.
But she says in her handbag was full of toy cars. I like that. I think she says that, but what she actually means is stolen goods.
Yeah.
I think that's what she's saying. But that's wonderful, Catherine. We've got a couple
Oh.
more.
Yeah.
We've got Eddie Rooney Senior
Yes.
and Lynn together. They're a long-term
Oh my
relationship.
jeez.
And look at the mullet on Eddie there.
Oh,
That is the back.
That is a beauty.
That is the back of a
That
coach.
is a beauty.
That is the back of a coach.
I love
That is.
it.
They're on the back seat of the
Of
coach.
coach.
Do you know what I love here?
Oh,
I've got
that's so cute.
Kevin Shepherd here.
Oh, Kev.
now
look at
Kevin
this.
Shepherd is wearing a
He is
tie.
absolutely rocking that.
That rocking that tie, and
Is that an actual animal?
I
or
think
is
that's
that...
a dog or a. I don't know what that is,
Ewok?
Kev. It's like he lived with Ewoks, did
Hang on
Kev?
a minute.
I'm confused
Is
about
it a
that. What
guinea
is?
pig? It's
I don't know what it is.
massive.
It's massive in the background there,
Yeah.
and he's wearing a tie. It's tucked into his trousers, which is
Oh,
magical.
God. I
Uh,
love it.
we got one more of Kev here.
Yes.
And this is why I love him, because
Yeah.
I didn't know that his mother was Dusty Springfield.
Oh, she is gorgeous.
His mother was Dusty Springfield. It's
She's
incredible.
lovely.
It might have been a wig in the background of Kev's. It might have been, I don't know what that was.
I don't know what
Um,
it was.
We've got.
Oh, look at her hair. That's
Oh,
fabulous.
that's fantastic. And we got one more here. One
Oh,
more here.
yes.
This is Alan Graham, who is
Oh.
a model maker, very talented model maker. And this is him with his own plane that he made.
That's so Alan.
That's so Alan. Do you know what though? He said it lasted one flight, and that was it. So
Oh,
that is
God.
people's pictures, Jem.
People's
Pictures.
Can I do my shout out?
Yes, you can do your shout outs.
Oh,
I've got to crack straight on. We've still got
Right.
so much to get
I
through.
know.
Look.
Well, this is from. Hang on a minute. Sorry.
Yeah.
Karen Potter sent this in. So we're going to say happy birthday to her sister Sarah, who's going to be 42 on Monday.
Happy birthday,
So
42.
happy birthday, Sarah. And this is so cute. She's going to be 6 on the 14th. This is her
Oh.
niece Chloe, and she is so cute.
Pointing at mushrooms,
Oh,
saying
I love
no,
that.
don't eat those.
They're going on the wall of
They're dangerous.
positivity.
Fantastic.
And then this one, we've got to do this one, Scott. Quick Smart.
Quick
This
Smart.
one is,
Yes.
this is the first day of school.
Yeah.
And then the last day of school. So this is Tom. Rachel sent these in.
He's
Rachel
got his
Mary.
puffer jacket on.
He's got his puffer jacket on. And isn't he just gorgeous? Look, that was his first day of school.
Yeah.
And they're today, last day of year 6. Well done, Tom. You've done
Try hold that
absolutely
bit closer
brilliant.
to the
Yeah,
camera.
hold it
There
up.
we go.
Oh, bless him.
There
And
we
good luck
go.
for September going to big school. Well done.
Fantastic. Wonderful.
Woohoo!
Well, we're back to that was your thank you for sending in your
Your
memories. I feel like we've all
photos.
been to your houses a bit. I feel like we've visited you all.
Yes, I know. Can I do one more shout out?
Go on then, one
I
more
did
shout
promise.
out.
This is from Olivia Grace, is it? So can we say happy birthday to Lee? He's going to be 41 on Sunday.
Lee, 41 on Sunday.
Yeah,
happy birthday, Lee.
Woohoo!
Wonderful.
Can I go down or have I got to stay up?
No, you can stay up.
Oh!
We've got some more to get through here.
Oh,
I'm going
right.
to try and speed
Woo-woo.
up because
Because you're going on a bit.
we're going on a bit here. I just want to talk about. This is a very quick one here. This is a thing. This is a me at bonfire night. Look, and I just want
That's
to say
not you, is it?
it is me.
What?
Yes, it is me. And you got it out of someone else's album,
Oh,
and
God.
that's me without any safety gear.
Yeah.
And I love that because those are the days, the glory days of going to bonfires when there was no
Yes.
health and safety, where you were so close to the fire that you left half your face behind. You know what I mean? And the only safety thing was, I'm on fire, stand back,
Yeah.
stand back. I remember my dad once did his own display, right?
Oh.
And he'd had a few too many wines,
Yeah.
and we knew this because for the first half of the show, he was in the corner lighting the tops of his flowers. You know? This is a Roman candle. No, it's not, Dad. That's a daffodil. I tried to do one at home this year. It was a disaster. It was,
Yeah.
because the problem is we got a crappy set of fireworks, right? And you bury.
Oh.
No, they were rubbish, Gemma.
Okay.
You bury them in the soil
I
down the
wasn't
bottom
gonna
end.
say it.
Tiny leg. It was like a junior chemistry set. Meanwhile, couple of doors up, he's setting off like a missile test for North Korea. The fence panels are shaking, alarms are going off,
It
windows
really
are out.
was, wasn't
He
it?
was firing rockets out of drain
God.
pipes.
Well,
you
the
know.
kids were just watching theirs, weren't they?
Yeah.
Just like, what the hell?
Here we go. Right, so, and I want to talk very, very quickly about this.
Oh, this magic box you've got
Oh,
here.
magic
What's
box
this?
of memories, mate. That is my cat.
Oh.
And my friend Philip and me with a cat. And I would say that this cat, I had it about.
Are you all right? Are you okay to talk about
Well,
this?
it's quite. I had it about 2 weeks, just long enough to make a bond. And then it was.
I know you still You're still raw, aren't you?
It rips out of my heart there. That basically, get close to know your cat, Scott. Are you enjoying it? Are you in love with the cat?
Yeah.
The cat now
yeah.
got to go. The cat now got to
Tell
go.
the people why
Because
the cat
I had
to go.
eczema, and
They
it
didn't
was
kill the cat. They just gave it
it
back.
was eczema that we did it.
Yeah.
And basically, what happened was, I remember my skin bumped up. I looked like the Elephant Man.
Yeah.
But we had a terrible track record with pets, right? I've looked through as a child. This is traumatizing. Our family was basically pet cemetery, right? Land, sea or air, it didn't matter. They all left me in the end. Cat allergic, that went. Rabbit, myxomatosis, then a slow death.
Myxomatosis?
Budgie, released.
Released.
Now what happened was,
Oh, well,
my
that's
dad.
not so
No,
bad.
my dad did it by accident, right?
Oh God, why?
Because he was hanging out the washing. He'd left the cage open in the kitchen, and the budgie saw his chance and he went for it, right? And my dad said to me, he said, it might come back. It's not a carrier pigeon, Roy. It's a budgie. If my dad was a prison officer, he'd be the one letting him out on a weekend as long as they promised to come back on a Sunday. Do you know what I mean? And it was a loss, though, when Tweety left us. For months, as I was a kid, I was traumatised. I'd be looking up in the trees going, Tweety, Tweety. Never came back. They say, though, having a pet teaches you about mortality, right? And it teaches about things. It taught me a lot. It taught me that my dad was an absolute idiot. He tried to convince me it was just hiding. It's behind the cuttlefish. It's not hiding, Daddy. It's gone, right? But it does teach children about a life lesson because, you know, you could say to your kid, you know, about death. Yeah. Right? You say to your kid, now you remember what happened to Nemo the goldfish. The kid would be like, yes, Daddy, I do. You know your Auntie Mary? She's not been well, has she? No, Daddy. Well, what happened to Nemo? Now Auntie Mary. You okay with that? You got it? Yes, Daddy. Do you understand? Yeah. You going to leave Auntie Mary with next door while we go on holiday? Forget it, mate. Right. What can we do next? We got a couple more things before.
Before Mags and Roy?
Before Mags and Roy.
Oh, Mags and Roy.
Mags and Roy. I want to show. What can I show?
This wig makes me very hot.
Does it show that? I want to show this.
I feel like in The Witches when they're itching their head like this all the time.
I need to show this.
Back
Look,
on.
that is me. That's me.
Oh God!
Going to Barnard Castle before it was popular.
Before it was trendy.
Before it was trendy. I did a Cummings, basically.
Oh,
I got
God.
it before I even... All those years ago, before Dominic Cummings did it, I went there before, man. To Barnard Castle, and I had my photo. My eyes were perfect as well.
Oh yeah, good vision.
But we've been looking at sort of
2020.
holidays. I've noticed one thing my dad seems to have lots.
I want to have a route through that box
It's
later
an
on.
incredible box. This
You've got
is.
some right treats.
I've got
in
some
there,
proper
haven't you?
treats in here. I'm going to put this on.
Which
here.
one's this one?
This
then?
one is Roy.
I'm glad I don't look before because this is a genuine surprise.
This is genuine. This is the.
Oh, I love these.
This is the dinghy that my dad
The
had.
dinger.
My dad had a dinghy. Now, as a kid, we went everywhere. This dinghy came everywhere. I think genuinely he was trying to get rid of us. I think he was hoping that at some point the tide was take us out.
God.
That one looks like a scene straight from Jaws, doesn't it?
Yes,
it looks genuine like
it
a scene
does
from Jaws.
look seriously scary.
But he honestly, he took me again. Unknown kid in the background. Photobombed kid in the background.
I love it.
Are we stable now? We're stable, baby.
Don't say it!
I'm sorry.
Jesus!
I'm sorry. Here's another
Don't
thing. I need to.
jinx
I've got to do one more thing. I've got to do a couple more things. We're gonna have to just because this has just been.
Do you think you could have organised this into maybe something a bit more?
I did organise it, but now I've lost it.
Oh God!
No, here we go. What I want to show you here, Gemma, is some random pictures, and I want you to spot the similarity.
Right. Okay.
There's me first day at
You
high
do look
school.
very smart.
Yeah,
I'll
first
hold
day at
that.
high school. Hold
Thank
that one,
you.
Gemma.
Thank you.
And here's another one. There's me
Exhibit
as a
A.
baby.
Oh,
Now, anyone
look at
spotting the common thread?
Yeah.
There's my mum and me as a baby there. Look at Margaret, looking very
Margaret.
70s. Now,
Bioli.
can you spot the common thread?
Well, I think I've gathered what you're doing here.
There's me on a camping holiday. Look, stood in, again. Another
I
common
can see
thread.
what's happening here.
There's me again, stood in front of that.
That's a beauty.
And there's Mum, stood leaning on a roof rack.
Yes.
Basically, it's not about us, is
No,
it? It's
no.
about the cars.
The cars.
My
Your
dad
loved his cars.
literally found a way of recording his vehicles, and the family got in the way. It does explain all those days in the fast lane of the M1. It really. We always went to services.
Oh, God.
And here's the other one here, right?
Go on.
Oh God.
I love the way we have clipboards now.
We have clipboards. There's
nothing on mine. It's just a clipboard.
no what there's nothing on there. It just says, "For the love of God, keep going." My mum and dad, right? Oh, here we go. Right here,
Right.
here we go. I've got a Pontins disco dancing champion.
Oh God.
Here we are. I've got to find this one. Where's this one? I had it then, and I've dropped it on the floor. It's because I've got harassed and I'm trying to scan through
no,
things.
these are the cars.
Are these the cars?
Are they down there?
It's,
No, you're standing on the.
he's there.
He's there.
He's there. We're on the floor. Look. There we go, guys.
Oh, woo,
Pontins,
woo.
#1 disco dancing champion.
Yes.
Yeah, pulling some moves to Vanilla Ice in a shell suit. There we go.
#1.
Yeah,
You
that.
look like you're wearing an ice hockey top.
Do you know what was amazing though? Pontins had a. It was basically like a young offenders institution, and they had a meals system at Pontins.
Yeah.
And what was amazing
Yeah.
was that they would have this meal system, and you'd queue up like Cuckoo's Nest. You sort of queue up like that, and they had like a tickets. You'd have a raffle ticket to get in and have your meals. My dad saw this. It wasn't Yorkshire proof, and he saw that the kids were not
He saw
being
an
checked.
opportunity.
He saw the kids were not being checked.
Yeah.
So what he decided to do
I
was
can
he
see
said,
where we're going with
he
this.
said, "You just go in on your own. Like go in on your own.
Yeah.
Give us your tickets, and then at the end of the week I'll have 7 puddings." And it works. But what he did was he'd quite vary it, because obviously you can't just walk in on your own all the time. We had to drift in with other families.
Oh,
We had to
God.
become that unknown kid in the background.
Yes.
And it, basically, we'd had to be like an MI5 operation. Be like, "That's a single couple there.
Just tag on.
Attach yourself to the target, Scott. Attach yourself to the
Yeah.
target. We'll see you in there at
Yeah.
the pudding stall." And it worked. It worked for so long
Unbelievable.
until he tried to bundle us in with a Vietnamese couple.
Oh,
And I was like,
God.
"I'm adopted." It didn't work.
Can you show everybody some of the moves that won you this award, please?
It's all this, isn't it?
Oh,
It's all this. Is that what they were asking?
that wasn't out in the 80s. You didn't do that in the 80s.
I did all this, man.
Oh, God.
Do you know what?
How did you win that?
Before we go to,
Jeez.
we're all right. We're all right. Before we go to this, man, I need to do this. I need to do now. Here we go.
Oh, I know where you're going with this
Now,
one as
this
well.
is my mum and dad's friend.
Yeah.
Terry.
Our uncle, he's not a real uncle.
He's not our uncle, but
He's a
we do that.
Yorkshire
We do that in Yorkshire.
Yeah, he's a Yorkshire uncle.
And he's an incredible man, right? What this man did
I
once.
absolutely love this
What
man.
we love him, right? What he did once. This is a man on Christmas Eve. He
Yeah.
walked into my mum and dad's house with a light bulb, stood on a chair, took my dad's light bulb out the light, tried his light bulb, said, "Oh well, good, because it's not the bulb then." Put the bulb back. Put my dad's bulb back in. He genuinely checked a light bulb on Christmas Eve, and I love that man.
I love it.
He's incredible. He's my dad's hero, I think, because he's thrifty.
Yes.
He had his best coffee he's ever had is Greg's, and he'll stand by that. The other thing is, what's wonderful is he once had his lights on a timer for Christmas,
Yeah.
and we were round there, and it literally, the lights went on. His wife Peggy, who's wonderful, went, "Look at the beautiful. Oh, they've gone. Next year, always next year." She had about 25 seconds. Now here's three photos of him,
Yeah.
and what's incredible is the same theme is running all the way. These are the same. It's uncanny, is this? Look at this. This is.
He's so cool, though.
Here's
Come
the
on.
first bit, and I love him to bits. But
Yeah.
what? It's just weird how these 3 photos
Yeah.
identical. Look, first picture, Travis Bickle in Bridlington. He's Travis Bickle rating to go bad. He looks like a man on the midst of a killing
Yeah,
spree.
he
I
does.
love that. So fast forward.
Right.
This is
I'll just hold this one up for
exactly the same. Exactly the same. How is this happening?
Oh, Terry.
Hold that one up
We
here,
love
and
it.
then you think. At first, you think this next one.
Yeah.
this can't
was
be
just
right.
a coincidence.
Unbelievable! Look, there he is. The same. It's almost like he's not. It's almost like he's an
Oh,
android or something. He
it's
takes himself out of the
brilliant.
game. Absolutely brilliant. That man is a
I
hero.
love him. Love you, Uncle Terry.
Oh.
Oh, bless him.
Genuinely brilliant.
He is. He's a great guy. Right.
Do you know what though? The final section.
Okay, final section, guys.
Are you a bit annoyed?
No, I'm aware people have got things to do.
People have got nothing to do.
They've
You're
got-
in lockdown. You're staying with us. Right. Here we go. Here we go. Here's me and Gemma.
Oh God!
Now, this is what I love about this, because I'm clearly punching above my weight. This was our prom photo. Now,
look at
Gemma
her,
is
so
gorgeous.
little.
I look like a lesbian version of myself. There is no other way to describe that. I literally look. That was my
Oh,
eating
God.
years. That was my eating years right there. Why do I look 50 15.
I've explained this.
I looked 15 till I was 20.
Men or young men, they look very different when they're young. Suddenly, things change.
I look
Face
awful.
changes.
I look like her younger brother. And the best one is the one that you'll like, Gemma.
Do you know what? That dress only cost me £9.
We went to Paris for a romantic weekend.
Oh, yeah, can we just explain something? Because are you saying
Yes,
it, right?
Yeah, don't ruin it. There we are. That's me at the bottom of the Eiffel Tower. Now, as you look to see there, I am rocking. I look like a fat Terminator. Give me, Gemma, give me your calories, your saturated fats, and your complex carbohydrates. I spent a year living. I spent a year.
Was this when you used to eat white dinners?
I lived on my own for a year. Cooked for myself, and I got the portions wrong. I used to cook full bags of pasta, put 2 chicken breasts on top. It was just white dinners.
Yeah.
And the worst thing was because I thought, well, I'm not going to put it back. I can't throw it because it's wasteful. I would sit and eat dinner out of a pan, out of the actual pan,
That's
watching the
horrible.
So it's no wonder why I
Can I
banged
just
on.
tell them about a meal you once cooked me?
Yeah, go on, quickly.
Pork chop. Pork chop, white.
Yeah,
With potatoes, white.
yeah.
With pasta, white.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like
I'm sure there was a cauliflower on there.
it's like a
I'm sure there was a white
It's like a
cauliflower.
supremacist's
And
dream,
you
that
were
dinner.
very unaware that this was
Gemma
white.
was like, do you want to add a bit of colour in that? And it was a lot as well. It was a mountain. And she ate it because she loved me at that point. She did shit like that.
Oh, God.
And here's Gemma on the Eiffel Tower. Now, what you might notice here is Gemma's at the top of the tower.
Yeah.
And she had that photo taken
Yeah.
by someone else.
Another tourist.
Another tourist, because I was too scared to go up to the top of the tower.
On my own, up
Yeah.
to the top.
Oh my God! It was, and she all the way to the top, the most romantic city on earth.
Yeah.
And he had a German guy. Where's your husband? Where's your boyfriend? He's down at the bottom eating. I think it was dinner time. Here we go. Here we go. Now I think people might want to see this. We've got to do these bits because otherwise we're going to be
Crack on then.
Now.
Oh God, you're really bringing it all out, aren't you?
This was the Limelight Cabaret.
This is where it all began, everyone.
This was my first ever performance. Now, what I'm doing there is an impression of Harry Hill. Me neither. I don't understand it.
Harry Hill with hair.
Harry Hill. I had
You should
full
have got
hair.
yourself a
I mean,
bald
this
wig.
shows how stupid
Bald
humans
wig,
were.
whatever.
Shows how stupid the students were that they actually believed it. They went with it, and that's when I first ever did stand up.
Oh.
Someone else's material on stage, and you're not getting away with it because here are you, sexy lady. This is Gemma singing, and she appears to be wearing tights on her arms. This is Gemma singing. What did you sing?
Do you know what? I think that actually was a night dress. That's how little shame I had in those days.
Yeah, and we literally it was Elvin Richards Hall, and we killed.
Elvin
We
Richards.
kicked ass, man. We kicked ass. We were average. And here, I've just got to say this before we go to my mum and dad.
Oh,
And I know
wow.
we're late. Is this one here?
Wow.
Is my proposal to Gemma. So this was our little house, first house. Now, what she doesn't, I put flowers, roses outside of the door.
Yeah, that was
and
cute.
and they went all up the pathway. Do you know how many delivery drivers I inadvertently proposed to? They were people coming down the drive. Not you, mate. They're not for you. They're not for you. And the thing was, what I loved about that is that I asked Gemma's mum and dad for permission, right?
Yeah.
And they must have thought I was like living in Pride and Prejudice because they don't do that sort of thing.
they were
So
like-
I went, can I have permission? I bet they thought, who does this dickhead think he is? Mr. Darcy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We're not the Kardashians or
Do
the
you know what I mean?
Rothschilds.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just get on with it, mate.
Yeah.
So that was the proposal of Gemma.
Proposal.
And so there we go. That was our little... And that brings us to where we are now.
Oh, thank Christ for that. Well done, everybody.
Now-
You stuck with us.
We have got... These are the next people we're going to ring here.
Oh, yeah! Come on!
This is the next people
Yeah,
we're going to
look
ring.
at them.
We're going to ring
They are stunning.
Mags
they
and
are
Roy,
stunning.
who look there like...
Aren't they gorgeous?
They look incredible there.
Right, am I ringing them, Doug?
Ring them now. While
Ring,
we've got this
ring,
on now.
ring.
them
Right,
now.
hang on. Just bear with,
Let's
bear
ring
with,
them. Let's
bear
ring
with,
them.
bear with.
Let's ring them. Come on.
Mags and Roy.
Is the speaker on?
Oh, please, God.
Let's turn it up. Louder, Gemma.
Yes!
Here we are.
I scared them.
Hello?
Hello!
Hiya, Mum. How are you?
Hang on, I'll put you on to your dad.
Of course you will. Of course you'll put me on to your dad.
Hello there.
Hello, Royston. How are you? How's it been tonight? I can't tell.
Oh, it's been good.
Has it been
It's
good?
You've been fine. You've been absolutely fine.
Death by photos, Max. Death by photos.
Haven't done any,
I didn't see a lot of it. I fell asleep.
Right. Thank you, Dad. Thanks for your
What's
support.
going on that long?
Oh, God.
It's an incredible thing. It's meant to be memories. And
Memories.
we're reliving it.
I think memories are wonderful.
Yes, we've got lots of photos of you. I liked the shell suit. That was my favourite thing.
I can remember
Oh.
when I was a young lad.
Yes.
I used to go out.
Yeah.
I could go to the cinema, have a meal, get a taxi, and have change out of a fiver.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's when I first met your mother and I went to a parent's house.
You're a trickster, Dad. I love it.
Oh,
Well, I enjoyed the shell suit family. Did you?
Oh, yes. I can't
Wonderful.
believe that.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I don't know how we ever got rid of them.
Oh, why did we get rid of them? Incredible.
Oh,
Dad,
God.
have you got a song for us this evening, you and Mum?
Well, we have got a song.
Oh, excellent. What have you got?
It's an old country and western song
Oh, excellent.
by Buck Owens and the Buckaroos. I've got to be careful how I say that.
I was
Yes.
going to say, watch yourself.
Go on then,
And
Dad.
it was actually sung by Ringo Starr.
Ringo Starr
God.
from the Beatles.
Just on his 80th birthday.
Wow.
So we're going to have a crack at that.
Let's
Right,
let's hear you then,
yes,
Dad.
woo!
Let's go for it.
Get me tackle.
Oh, he's getting his tackle.
I think you'd have it ready.
I hope there's a bit of kazoo in this.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
There's a bit of kazooing.
Let's have this then.
Come on.
Oh,
Oh, here we go.
they're gonna put me in a movie. They're gonna make a big star out of me. Make a film about a man that's sad and lonely. And all I gotta do is act naturally. Well, I'll bet you I'm gonna be a big star. Might win an Oscar in every concert. Movie's gonna make me a big star. And I got the around the world. Well, I hope you come and see me in the movie. Yoo-hoo! Then I'll know that you will plainly see. The biggest fool that ever is the big time. And all I gotta do is act naturally. Well, I bet you I'm gonna be a big star. Big star. I win an Oscar in every concert. The movie's gonna make me a big star. A big star. 'Cause I can play the part so well. Well, I hope you come and see me in the movie. Then I know that you will plainly see. The biggest fool that ever is the big time. And all I gotta do is act naturally. And all I gotta do is act naturally.
Perfectly timed in the last picture. Perfectly timed.
Yeah!
Mum and Dad, that was amazing.
Hey,
Absolutely
Fantastic
brilliant.
that was. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Maybe Dad will be ready next week. Week 18.
Woo.
Thank you so much, Mum and Dad. Say goodbye, say good night. We'll see you next week.
Love you. Bye.
Bye, take care, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. Now, Gemma's going to do a bed of music. There is 2 things I need to mention before we go. The first thing is thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
That's the first thing. Thank you all for watching the show. The second thing, this is an important thing, is I'm going to be doing a special gig tomorrow night, a garden gig. It's the first of a new venture called Garden Gigs UK. Going to be stood at the end of people's driveways and in gardens. We're going to be doing stand-up. Myself and Thomas Green, our first one's tomorrow night. There's going to be more to continue, Gemma. It's going to be fantastic. And I have an image down here, which I've now lost in some quagmire. I'm treading on all my memories down here. And
I can keep playing.
Keep playing, because I want to find this picture.
Seriously.
I want to find this picture. Do you know what? I can't find the picture. I can't find the picture. It was a serious message. Oh, there was one final
Have
picture.
you and Sophia?
Yes. Where is it?
I just have to stop the bed there, folks.
Keep playing. Keep playing. Let's find it.
Oh,
This isn't part of the
yeah.
deal. Have you got it?
Yeah.
Wonderful. I was going to take some clearing up in
God's
here.
sake.
Right. Smooth.
Oh.
This is a serious one. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. We do love you coming and seeing us. Thank you for joining us this evening. It's been brilliant. I hope the stream's been as smooth as it could possibly be. Like I said, I have no idea anymore. I just come and do it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it gives me a minor heart attack. I want to mention one thing before we go. Obviously, the arts are struggling a little bit at the moment, particularly comedy clubs, because we weren't assigned any of that money. So what I want to do is I want to show a little picture I put today. There's a thing called Save Live Comedy that's out at the moment on Twitter, and here's a picture of myself and Sophia at the V Festival. There she is on stage with me in front of thousands of people, and that kind of sums up what it is, isn't it, Jem?
Yeah.
We're involved in this, our family are involved in this. This is our life now, and I hope you get something out of comedy the way I get something out of comedy, and I want to cherish that, and I want to look after that, and I want to keep that happening. So if you can do it and support it in any way, sign the petitions, anything you can do, that would be wonderful. If you want to support the show, I mean, you're supporting it by listening, watching, sharing, subscribing, watching videos. That's enough for us. But if you want to drop us a donation, the address is the usual place down there. So thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful week.
Woo!
We will see you again. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe, and we'll see you on the other side. Thank you. Good night. Goodbye.
Woo!